Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Star and Tara, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what he's been saying about you recently, the person on your mind. So take a look at all the piles we have with the person on your mind and see which one you're most drawn to. Please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm now going to show you crystals for each pile. So for pile number 1, we have the strawberry obsidian crystal. And we have the card Surrender to the Sweetness with Venus energy, pleasure, joy, and make love to life. For pile number 2, we have blue lace agate. And we have the Seas of Mintaka with seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. For pile number 3, we have rose quartz. And we have the cosmic heart with devotion, potency, and make your life a moving prayer. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. But of course, if you're drawn to more than one pile, always trust your intuition. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose the strawberry obsidian crystal and the surrender to the sweetness card with Venus energy, pleasure, joy, and make love to life, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what he has been saying about you recently. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest when it comes to the person on your mind. So this was the Starseed Oracle deck, and I'm going to add other Oracle cards and add all the tarot cards first, and then I will talk about what I see here. Okay, so Spirit Guides on my pile 1s. May I please look into what he's been saying about my pile 1s recently for the person on their mind? What has he been saying about my pile 1s recently? We have gentleness. This is the Messages from Mermaids Oracle deck. And then at the back of the deck, we have Go with the Flow. So this is, a mermaid oracle deck, but usually it mostly has women in it. I think it only has 2 men in it. So, there could be some men watching, you could be, for some of you, part of the LGBTQ community, whereas for those that aren't, I guess the gentleness card came out, and then the Go with the Flow card maybe explains a little bit more about, your connection with him. So now we're going to use the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So Spirit Guides on my pile 1s, what he's been saying about my pile 1s recently. We have pleasure. And then at the back of the deck we have miracles. By the way, I'm getting a phone call right now from someone random and I'm not answering it. So I guess this person could talk about, their communication with you in some way, or wanting to phone you. That could have been what they spoke about recently. Okay, so Spirit Guides on my pile 1s, we're now using the Vanessa Tarot. May I please look into what he's been saying about my pile 1s recently? We have the 8 of Swords, and we have the Emperor. We have the 8 of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Wands. It's interesting that the Queen of Wands is coming out because I feel sacral chakra healing for one of you watching this. I don't know if it's for him or for you. You'll just take it as it resonates. The sacral chakra deals with the center of pleasure, the center of confidence within ourselves, courage, and, our connection with our body. So by the way, I just looked at the clock. It's 11 right now for me, but then we also have 11 here. So 11:11, there is a lot of divine energies. And then we also have 8:8. So let's just see what your tarot cards show us. And then I'm going to speak about everything I see here. So Spirit Guides on my pile ones, may I please look into what he's been saying about my pile ones recently, the person on their mind. What has he been saying about my pile ones recently? We have the Five of Cups. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Star. So, I guess some of you, I'm picking up on the vibe, like some of you have been healing, things that happened to you when you were much younger with the Page of Cups. Could even be your inner child. Or I guess with the Page of Cups, it could be like an energy, if you're not healing your inner child, an energy of like maybe this person like feeling you've been a little bit disappointed in him. Maybe he's been like a little bit immature with the Page of Cups. I guess take it as it resonates. Either you have been healing your inner child from certain disappointments with the Five of Cups and, kind of like feeling more comfortable with opening up your heart to this connection. Or others of you, like maybe this person has spoken about how you've recently been disappointed in them and like they need to work on themselves or work on some like maybe childish behaviors with the Page of Cups and Seven of Cups, I guess, and like heal themselves. So I don't know, take it as it resonates. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Nine of Cups. So we have a lot of Cups cards. So this person, with the Cups energy is water, which is emotions. So I love when Cups cards come out in, a love reading because it just shows that there is a lot of emotions and feelings and, maybe the way this person speaks about you. And I see here, even in this middle card there is a bunch of water here. So I guess this person could talk about, his deep feelings for you. And like if you do relate to that situation of like him maybe needing to work on himself a little bit, if you've told him that, then maybe he's feeling like also a little bit disappointed within himself and a little bit stuck within that, because with the Nine of Cups talks about wish fulfillment. Maybe you are seen as this person's wish fulfillment, like their wish come true in a person. And I remember at the other deck we used, this deck, there was a miracles card at the back of the deck. So perhaps this person feels like you, ever since you entered their life, you have been a miracle. And, he could be talking about how much he feels for you and how you have a lot of qualities and traits he's always wished for in a lover or in a partner and a crush, whatever this connection is. For some of you, situationship. And I guess he wants it to become more. He wants there to be more love, more feelings, more emotions, and kind of work through any of the issues that are there. Or if you don't relate to that, this person could still have, very deep feelings for you and still want to give you a lot of love, but he could be talking about maybe that you're healing from something, and it's not that he feels stuck, but like maybe you are such a gentle soul that sometimes he needs to maybe watch what he says, because I'm looking at this Emperor card, and this Emperor is speaking into a mic for the whole audience. So I guess he could tell people, not that he needs to be careful of what he says around you, but more so it's an energy of like, I need to watch myself and make sure I'm not, saying something that would offend you or just make you feel bad or something. It's kind of like, how with certain people, like with men sometimes, I'm making a generalization, but some men, like maybe they have their friends and they will joke with their friends and it will be something like nothing, maybe it would offend a different person if they said the same thing. Do you get what I mean? And I guess with the Eight of Swords, it's kind of like maybe he tells his friends, like, or like people around him. I feel more as friends, like if they were to ever meet you, they can't just say jokes like that in front of you, because you're more of like sweet and gentle, and you're more of someone that feels things on a very deep level. So I guess that could be that, but also, yeah, like maybe he has to make sure he's speaking to you in a loving way and not speaking to you in a way that hurts you. So I don't know what that's about, but he tells people and tells, everyone that you have a very gentle soul, a very gentle heart, that you're really sweet. And, we see the word pleasure come up twice. So there is a lot of attraction he has towards you, sensual attraction. And I guess maybe I'm seeing like him maybe show pictures of you to his friends. It doesn't have to be his friends, but like, or his family, and say, he's very, very attracted to you. Of course, he wouldn't say sexual attraction in front of his family, but there is this feeling of like him telling people about you and telling people you're so beautiful, you're so attractive, and that he just feels a lot of joy being around you. He feels a lot of pleasure being around you. And this goddess over here is the goddess of stars. So you may be someone that shines brightly, since we also have the star showing up. And you know what I could also read this as, with the star showing up in the Seven of Cups? Maybe he tells people, you are so attractive or so beautiful that everyone stares at you and he needs to protect you and chase people away. And with the Knight of Cups, it's like he kind of wants to offer you that love, always give you that love. He may tell people that he has a soft spot for you in his heart, that, he really wears his heart on his sleeve for you and wants to give you the type of love you wish for, so that you never feel like you're unloved in the connection, because there's something about you being a really sweet person, you having this very Venusian energy too, of like a beautiful heart, a beautiful soul, and beauty all around you. Even the way you speak is with such beauty, like the loving words you say. And I feel like he could be also telling people, that he just feels you're like the one person he can rely on, is what I'm hearing. Because there's this feeling of like you and like him wanting to create more of a closeness with you, is what I'm hearing too. Because I'm looking at these two people and they're kind of staring at each other from a distance. He may tell people, that the connection feels very divine in some way, or it feels like God led him to you in some way, if he believes in God or any type of higher power, or if he's spiritual in any way. Or he may just say something feels right about it. with all this divine energy. And I definitely feel he talks a lot about his attraction towards you and how sweet you are and how much love there is in this connection, and his deep feelings for you, as well as, you know, him wanting to put in a lot of effort to make you feel loved. So, you know, at the back of the deck, we have the King of Wands, and you're showing up as the Queen of Wands. So I guess with the energy here, he could talk about how much passion he feels for you and how, you know, how similar he is to you on a deep level, how he speaks about you in a sense that you have this very freeing energy and you walk into the room with confidence and you really turn heads. And I guess he feels very lucky to have you in his life, because there is so much beautiful energies here with you. I feel like a lot of the things I'm seeing here are things he tells his friends. Because I feel like a lot of the personal things he wouldn't tell, you know, just random people. But I'm also hearing that song from Kali Uchis that's like, can I get a kiss and can you make it last forever? So I don't know. I feel like this person he has a lot of hopeless romantic energies towards you. And, you know, even if the connection is not perfect, it seems he tells people, you know, he wants to put an effort to make you feel seen, to make you feel loved, to build the connection, to become more of a connection, to become more emotionally driven, to become more of this commitment towards each other and, you know, like giving each other a lot of effort, to become more of, you know, a friendship as well as a love connection. And yeah, this is what I feel here in your reading. So I think I'm going to end off your reading here, my pile. Number ones, it's 11:11 on the clock as I look there. So I guess he may also speak about signs for some of you, like if he is spiritual and he does receive signs about you. So yeah, I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose this blue lace agate crystal and the seeds of Mintaka was seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what he's been saying about you recently. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm first going to go ahead and pull all the cards, the oracle cards and the tarot cards, and then I'm going to read what I see here. So this card we started off with was the Starseed Oracle deck. We're now going to use the Messages from Mermaids Oracle deck. So spirit guides of my pile twos, may I please look into what he's been saying about them recently, the person on their mind. What has he been saying about them recently? We have the card Miracles. And then at the back of the deck, we have Discernment. As I look at this Discernment card, I'm seeing a vision of, so you know those salsa dancers and then like how they go back and then forward, back and then forward? I was seeing that, and you know, if I see a vision of salsa dancers, I feel like maybe there is an energy here of, you know, a lot of passion between the two of you, a lot of attraction between the two of you, but also since we had the Discernment card at the back of the deck, it may be that this person, you know, wants to come towards you, but then kind of moves back, then towards you, then back. And it's not like on purpose or anything, but it's kind of like, I guess it would be maybe fear or maybe like not knowing what is, if this is like something they can have forever. You know, like when you see something and you really want it, but then sometimes like we feel like, okay, what if we, you know, gain too much feelings and then, you know, we end up not having that anymore. And I guess that's a vibe I feel here. So it's not that he says that about you, but maybe he says like he wants to come closer to you, but every time he does, maybe fear creeps in and, makes him take a step back. I don't know. So he could also be telling people, about the passion he has towards you. And I think it's about him finding, worthiness of that love. Yeah, we have fearless love. Loving and opening up fearlessly and letting go of certain thoughts or past circumstances with the Storms card. Chaotic circumstances that from the past that may have prevented this person from truly opening up their heart. And, the blue lace agate crystal is all about healing. So, he may be healing from some chaotic dynamic here with the Storms card. Or if he's not healing from it, maybe it's his mind, because these storms kind of remind me of, in the brain where there's like those neurological paths, I think they're called. I don't know what they're called, but like, do you see what I mean? Like all these lines here, it kind of reminds me of that, and how sometimes our brain can tell us, the worst outcome first, but then we have to almost like calm and soothe our mind, because the blue lace agate crystal you chose is a very soothing crystal. Calm and soothe our mind so that we can see the best possible outcome. Because at the back of the deck we have harvest here. So this talks about blessings. So I guess it's about maybe he's trying to see that this could be a blessing, that this could turn into something very beautiful, a miracle in his life. And I guess, he may talk about like trying to change his mind, or change the way his mind works, or change the way he thinks about love, to really open up his heart slowly but surely. So this card fell on the floor, the Eight of Wands. I guess Spirit wants me to use this tarot deck for you. I'm just going to put it here for now. I'm going to pull these small tarot cards. So this is the Vanessa Tarot. This was the African Goddess Rising, card number 25 with Fearless Love. So Spirit Guides on my pile twos, may I please look into what he's been saying about my pile twos recently? What has he been saying? We have the Fool in reverse. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. It's funny that the Knight of Wands in reverse came out, because I did see a vision, which I'll tell you about in a moment. I just want to pull all the cards. So what does he tell people? What he's been saying about them recently? The Four of Pentacles in reverse. And the Queen of Swords. At the back of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. So this is the Muse Tarot we will be using today. So Spirit Guides of my pile number twos, may I please look into what he's been saying about my pile twos recently? We have the Sun, as well as the Moon. And we have the Nine of Cups again with the genie lamp here. We have the Empress. We have the Four of Wands. I'm thinking, should I pull one more card? Probably. Let me just move this over. One more card, Spirit, for... We have the Death card in reverse. I feel a throat chakra blockage from this person, where he wants to speak about his feelings, but he's kind of scared to. I guess with the Death card in reverse, I kind of just wanted to organize and straighten out the cards. We have the Two of Pentacles at the back of the deck. This person, something has happened in the past that he's not fully processed, and maybe he is resisting processing this with the Death card in reverse. And I'm feeling a pain in my left foot, and the left foot relates to the left side of our body is the feminine side of our body. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us. I'll still tell you about the vision I saw. I'm just trying to organize everything I see with my words. But the left side of our body relates to our emotions, firstly. It relates to spirituality as well, and our intuition. So I feel like this person, I don't know if they are not comfortable with sharing or expressing their emotions, because I felt a throat chakra blockage. Like, I don't know if they're scared of being judged, or if there's just like an overall fear here in this person, like where they're still holding on to the things from the past with the Four of Pentacles, but then at the same time, they're just holding on to it. They're not like speaking about it with the Queen of Swords. And the Fool in reverse gives me the vibe that there is a new beginning here with you, but it's like they're kind of not jumping out of the plane as we see in this Knight of Wands. It's like, you know, this person in the Knight of Wands is about to have the biggest adventure of their life, jumping out of that plane. But with you, it's like that leap of faith. Maybe they're scared to take that leap of faith, to just jump out and, you know, freely express what they're feeling, either to others or to you, or to just kind of take a leap of faith in love. But I'm feeling, yeah, it has to do with this person's emotions, and maybe like being scared to express their emotions and how they're feeling, because it seems they've held on to certain challenges or certain feelings from the past, or even just what their brain is telling them with the Queen of Swords, what is meant to die out, because we have the Death card and this Queen of Swords is wearing funeral clothes. So this person is, I wouldn't say supposed to, because, yeah, but like this person is on the verge of a rebirth, but they are kind of resisting it in terms of their emotional field. And with the Fool in reverse, I kind of feel this vibe of like, I'm about to take a step into the right direction, but then fear creeps up and I stop myself. So, yeah, I don't know. Why is this person fearful? Like, what happened? However, what I will say is sometimes when we analyze our fear, it can be a little bit paralyzing, but when we work through that and we release certain illusions through that, we can find that inner peace and relaxation. I know it's easier said than done, but I feel like this person still is going to go on their own healing journey to be able to find that inner peace within them, to bring that back to this connection. So I don't know. I get the vibe maybe he's been speaking about like trying to open up, but like feeling scared, and like it's almost like he's wanting to jump out of a plane but is too scared to. And we literally have the card Fearless Love here. So this is what he's telling people he wants, because it's next to the Queen of Swords. And with the mirror breaking here, I feel a breaking of illusions associated to that. Like maybe this person has been told, you know, he can't feel things, or he can't hold on to things, but it's maybe made him hold on to it more, or he can't express his emotions. I don't know what it is. Or like the feeling of like wanting to be perfect. I don't know. Or this person maybe doesn't feel worthy of love. Like maybe they're healing their self-worth. However, what I do feel is this person, he's been telling people recently that, especially close people, with the Four of Wands, I feel this is his support system. People that get him and understand him. And he's been telling people, you know, you are really patient and generous with your love with him. And, you know, when he speaks to you, it makes things feel a little bit easier. He feels a little bit less confused whenever he's with you. He feels like things just flow. He feels like there is a lot of potential in your connection, and the feeling of like you being a miracle to his life, because you bring him so much love that is just unreal. And I feel like he talks about you in a sense of like you being the person he wishes to be with in the future. Because the Nine of Cups with this genie lamp is right opposite the Seas of Mintaka with seeing potential. And Mintaka was a beautiful planet filled with water. And the beings there were full of unconditional love. They had the gift of divine love. So this person could, talk about his unconditional love for you and how he wants to kind of jump into this pool of emotions with you and kind of let go of fear. There are a lot of mirrors here. Mirrors represent truth. He may talk about you being someone that is really open and honest, and I think he talks about you in a sense of you having a lot of qualities or traits he's always wished for in a partner. And with the moon, I feel like maybe you are the type of person that is a little bit more connected to your emotions and your intuition, and maybe you are teaching him to do the same. And I feel like maybe he's connecting to more of the sun energy, so you're in that very divine feminine energy with the moon and the Empress, and he's more in that divine masculine energy and the sun energy. But I feel like this merging of energies between the two of you, where you may certainly take on some of the divine masculine traits he has, and he may take on some of the divine feminine traits you have, and you learn from each other to take different aspects of self and, become whole in that sense. So that's very, very interesting, because I feel like he's also been talking about, you reaching some level of success and abundance within your own life, and, you being really focused on what you want to building a stable foundation within your own life and you moving forward. And he talks about, the connection moving forward in a very beautiful way. Maybe he's saying it's slower than he's expecting, because maybe he expected to move towards you much quicker. But because of these circumstances, I guess, I don't know if I'm feeling like an energy of like, what if I miss out on my opportunity to have this person? But I don't think he says that. I think he says that you're the best person he's ever had. Because there's this feeling of like him maybe running away from his emotions, and I don't think he does it on purpose. I don't think it's like him not wanting to be with you. I think it's just fear holding him back in some sense, and I guess maybe he talks about that to the people closest to him, or he wants to talk about that. He's wanted to speak about it recently, but has had trouble to do that. And I guess with the Seas of Mintaka, with all this water here, he actually has more emotions than he realizes. But if he lets that flow and he lets that kind of out, he can find healing and he can find that gold and that abundance within that. So I guess with the Sun card, he feels very happy with you. He feels like you really give him a certain type of love that is always there. You're always around when he needs you, is what I'm feeling he tells people recently, or what he's told people recently. And, when he feels stuck and like fearful, it's like you give him the type of love that just makes him feel calm, serene, and peaceful, and at this energy of like, I have everything I want and need. It's like almost like you are his manifestation or his dream come true, because that is the vibe I'm picking up on. When you achieve something really big you've always wanted, and there's that surreal feeling, I'm feeling that. So you may talk to people about that. But there's an energy here of like him not wanting you to leave him. Like wanting you to be patient with him as he kind of explores some of his hurts and pain that have led to these fears. So I'll tell you about the vision I saw. in the beginning of the reading with the Knight of Wands in reverse. I saw a vision of the Hot Chick movie, I think. I think it's the Hot Chick when she switches bodies with a man. And it's kind of a funny movie, but later on in the movie, you know, how he switches bodies with the woman and then the woman switches bodies with the man. But then the woman's boyfriend, right, is there in the bathrooms, in the school bathrooms. And since she has switched bodies with the man, she's there in the school bathrooms, right, as the man. And she is listening into his conversation with his friend, saying, you know, she thinks all I want is maybe sex, or all I want is something like that, but I want more than that. Like, this is my dream person. Like, I want to spend the rest of my life with them. And the other friend was kind of like, oh, but you haven't even explored like other options and things like that. And he's like, no, I don't want that. Like, this is the person I want. So there is this feeling of this person as well being very loyal to you. I don't know what their friends are like. Their friends could not be like that. It's just a vision I saw. I think the important aspect is the part where he says he wants more and that you're the person he wants. So I guess I'm gonna leave your reading here, my pile number 2s. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this rose quartz crystal and the cosmic heart with devotion, potency, and make your life a moving prayer, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what he's been saying about you recently. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest, because we're looking at the person on your mind. So this was the Starseed Oracle deck. I'm now going to pull other Oracle cards and tarot cards for you, and then we'll see what I can pick up here. So spirit guides on my pile 3s, what he's been saying about my pile 3s recently. We have dreaming. Okay, I love this card. And then at the back of the deck we have feelings. This is the Messages from Mermaids Oracle deck. Now we're going to be using the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So spirit guides of pile 3s, may I please look into what he's been saying about them recently. We have miracles. It's funny that this card keeps coming out in like different piles, because in pile 1 this was at the back of the deck. In pile 2 we used the Mermaid Oracle and the miracles card came out in the Mermaid Oracle. And now in pile 3 it's coming out with this deck. So very, very interesting. At the back of the deck we have worthiness. Some of you could have been drawn to either pile 2 or pile 1 depending on what you were drawn to. So now we're going to use the Vanessa Tarot deck. So spirit guides on my pile 3s, what he's been saying about my pile 3s recently. We have the 9 of Cups. Yes, very, very similar to both piles. We have the 5 of Wands in reverse. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Spirit guides on my pile 3s, what he's been saying about my pile 3s recently. So we have the King of Wands. And we have the Page of Swords, an extra card. I'm not going to include it, but just extra information. And then at the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. I'm now going to be using the Ethereal Visions Tarot. So spirit guides on my pile 3s. What he's been saying about my pile 3s recently. We have the Strength card. We have the 2 of Cups. We have the Chariot. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Star. And then I'd like one clarification for the Five of Wands in reverse. I don't quite understand it. We have the Seven of Cups. Okay, and then at the back of the deck we have the World. So I'm seeing a specific message here for one or two of you where this man we are channeling, his parents did not have a good marriage, and I guess the Seven of Cups would be an illusion with the Five of Wands in reverse, where I guess it's like kind of like a fear of being put into a position of needing to maybe compete for your love with someone else, which I don't think is true because the Five of Wands is in reverse and we have the Seven of Cups here. It's something related to, I feel like his dad was the honest one, and then like I don't know what the mom did. I'm sorry for laughing, but I guess I'm seeing an energy here of like the mom doing something behind the dad's back or something along those lines for one or two of you, and then like maybe one or two of you, like the connection his parents had like in their marriage didn't go well and it ended, and maybe this has caused some kind of unknown illusory effect that he has not seen yet, with the Seven of Cups there, but it's kind of like an illusion of fear in his mind as he, enters into connections. It's kind of like, I'm hearing that song Please Me by Bruno Mars, so I feel like he may tell people, like, I don't know if he tells people this, but like, I felt a throat chakra blockage in the intro where maybe he wants to say certain things, but he doesn't say it to people because he doesn't know how it's going to be perceived. But like the vibe of like wanting to please you so much that you don't leave him for someone else, or that there's no one else there competing for your love. Because that's the vibe I get from the Nine of Cups, like giving you exactly what you wish for so that there is no one to compete with. Because this Five of Wands, we see all these women fighting each other, trying to get this bouquet of roses. So it's like you are maybe this bouquet of roses he believes he's fighting off other people for. I don't know. Or maybe he fears that. But with the Star, I guess it will be revealed to him and healed in some way as he goes along his journey. But I will say, you are what he wishes for, because we have the Nine of Cups here, and the Nine of Cups is all about wish fulfillment. So he may tell people that, like, you're everything he wishes for. And I feel like this is to his family. I'm seeing his family, and I'm seeing an energy here of like people around him. Like he wants to create more of a commitment with you. He wants to be the one you want. And when we look at women at a wedding trying to catch a bouquet of roses, it's because the story is if you catch the bouquet of roses first, you're the next to get married. So maybe this person sees you as marriage material, and he may tell people he sees a future with you, and he sees himself being very devoted to you to show you his love, if that makes sense. And I guess here maybe he tells people how generous you are to him and how devoted you are too, and how happy you make him and how much light you bring into his life with the Star card. He feels very hopeful about this connection and feels like this is the connection. With the Dreaming card, I feel like maybe some of the things we see here are things he's daydreaming about in his mind, or things he's thinking about in his mind, wants to say but hasn't necessarily said, because like I said, I felt like a throat chakra blockage where he wants to say something and he thinks of saying it, but he doesn't say it. So some of the things here he said, but some of it he hasn't, and he's thought it and daydreamed about you. And with the dreaming card, I feel like he often daydreams about you and thinks about you, and then like maybe his friends are around or people are around him and like, what are you thinking about? Yeah, with the Three of Wands, I think this person, he definitely sees a future with you, and the Chariot is all about moving up a level. So yeah, and with the Chariot, I can also see an energy of like travel. So maybe he's told people like he's going to travel with you recently, like he's going to plan to travel with you, maybe with the Three of Wands, or wants to travel with you, maybe wants to immigrate with you, or just go to different fun places with you. And with the Miracles card, he definitely feels like some kind of miracle has come into his life by his angels, by the divine, and like you are the one. Maybe he hasn't told people like you're the one, but like just this feeling of it feels right, it feels like, or maybe he has, but I just feel like he tells people, you know, how much love there is in the connection and just how happy he is. But also, I feel like he is very attracted to you, and he has a lot of passion towards this connection with the King of Wands and the Strength card. I feel like he's sometimes tries to stay strong and like not show you that too much of that attraction, but it's kind of like he doesn't want to scare you off with too much attraction, but he definitely feels that. And at some point, with the Strength card and the Two of Cups, we see lions on these cards. So at some point, he maybe lets go of his ego, and the feeling I'm getting is, you know how like some men they're kind of scared about speaking about lovey-dovey things. I feel like at some point he kind of lets go of his ego and speaks about the love he has with you, and how beautiful it is, how brilliant it is. And I feel with the Strength card, there is this feeling of you supporting one another. And I think this is maybe what he said about you recently, that you're really supportive towards him and any decisions he makes and anything he does or says, like you're very supportive of him, and that you just give him a lot of reciprocal love is what I feel here. And I guess with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like this energy of him wanting to put in work for this connection, wanting to put in work to show you, an effort to show you that you are his dream person with the Nine of Cups, and that he sees this going somewhere. He sees a future with you. And I guess he wants to devote himself to you. And in this dreaming card, it looks like the shell is almost like a phone. So maybe he's thought of phoning you or thought of messaging you and maybe telling you some of the things he's thinking but hasn't said to people around him. So I guess this is all I see in your reading, my pile number 3s. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!